Coming up tonight on the news at 5.
Definitely chimed in and said, we'll absolutely take the help if you have help to offer us.
Benefice in Great Falls receives extra help from the Army National Guard. Plus, the Helena Food Share virtual turkey drive is off to a great start. We'll tell you how many families in need will receive a Thanksgiving meal.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 5.
Good afternoon and welcome to the News at 5. I'm Jessica Nelson. Thank you for joining us. Alluvian Health in Great Falls is clearing up what went wrong after 10 patients were told they tested positive for the coronavirus when they actually didn't have it. In a statement, a spokesperson told us, quote, in regards to the 10 incorrect test results people received, it was due to human error. Due to the diligence of all parties involved, we were able to identify the mistake and quickly remedy it, end quote. Alluvian says the mix-up did not affect reporting at the state or county level. After Alluvian realized they had given the wrong results, the patients were immediately notified first by Alluvian, then by the Cascade City County Health Department. Alluvian says they've made changes to make sure this does not happen again. The health center continues to offer free drive-through coronavirus testing at the Montana Expo Park in Great Falls. You can get a test even if you do not have symptoms. No appointment is necessary. Results typically come back within 7 business days. Well, a composite of state and locally reported data shows Montana cases of COVID-19 increased to 54,000 cases, with more than 19,000 of those cases currently being active. 15 additional deaths have been reported, bringing the state total to 603. As COVID-19 cases escalate in Montana, the disparity between state data from DPHHS, and local data from county health departments continues to grow. MTN will use a combination of these sources to deliver more accurate information. Local county health departments may be alerted to cases before Montana DPHHS. Using that local data means there will be times when MTN coronavirus data does not align with the state report. New coronavirus restrictions are in place across the state. Governor Steve Bullock announced the new restrictions earlier this week. They took effect at 5 a.m. this morning. Let's take a look at what has changed. Now, previously, masks were only required in counties with 4 or more active cases. Masks will now be required in all counties, regardless of the number of active cases. Mask mandates had already been in place in Cascade and Lewis and Clark counties since this summer. Public gatherings are limited to 25 people, and restaurants, bars, and casinos will operate at 50% capacity. In Cascade County, those rules have already been in place since October. So here is what is new. There's a limit of 6 people per table at restaurants, bars, and casinos, and they must close by 10 p.m.
I've heard the argument that, well, that's just going to mean that they're going to have a house party. Okay. That's not an argument to me to negate closing earlier, because those house parties are by nature going to be smaller. There's going to be fewer people you interact with, therefore less of a chance of spread.
Those restrictions will remain in place until the governor decides Montana is no longer in a state of emergency because of the pandemic. Today, a Montana National Guard team is wrapping up a deployment to Benefice Hospital, and more help could be on the way. This 6-person team has been in place for about 3 weeks. Some of them are licensed as nurses. Others are helping nurses during their shifts. An official with Benefice tells us the hospital applied for another wave of help from the Guard. They could find out any day now whether or not another 6-person team is on the way. That team would be in place for another 4 weeks. A Benefice spokesperson tells us they'll take all the help they can get.
It was coordinated at the state level through the governor's office and the chief medical officer there. There was an availability of these resources to come from other places to help out hospitals across the state. And obviously everybody has significant need right now, but we definitely chimed in and said, we'll absolutely take the help if you have help to offer us.
Montana National Guard troops have been deployed to at least 5 other hospitals around the state and several reservations. All right, time now for a check of our Friday forecast. Happy Friday, Curtis.
Yeah, happy Friday to you, Jessica. Happy Friday, everybody. What a nice Friday it was, only if this weather would continue into the weekend. Well, good news, it will. Taking a live look here at Bowman's Corner, looking back towards the Rocky Mountain front. A lot of that snow melting, and if you run outside real quick here, maybe at 5:30, you can see a real pretty sunset here. Nice color in the sky from Geyser, looking back at the high woods. Kind of see just that little bit of an edge of the Chinook arch cloud right over the Rocky Mountain front, which will make for, again, a picturesque sunset here for a lot of locations close to the Continental Divide here. Saturday and Sunday will be sunny, actually looking like a real nice weekend. Travel trouble if you're planning on doing any traveling here for the upcoming holiday. The wind could be the biggest issue. And what are you thankful for? Maybe a little snow on Thanksgiving? More in the forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Curtis. In a case involving asbestos claims from residents of Libby, the Montana Supreme Court heard arguments on the appeal of a judgment ordering an insurance company to pay the state almost $100 million. National Indemnity Company, or NIC, insured the state for damages from all claims during the 2-year period that ended in July of 1975. The state is seeking payment from NIC to cover claims from Libby residents harmed by asbestos fibers at the now defunct W.R. Grace vermiculite mine. Libby residents say the state knew about the dangers but failed to warn them. Last year, a state district judge said NIC owes the state $98 million to cover these claims. NIC has appealed, and its lawyer told the High Court the award is way beyond the limit of coverage inside the policy.
The policy begins with this language: NIC will pay all sums the state is legally obligated to pay. That is clear, and that language all by itself means that the entirety of any settlement or judgment is to be paid, all sums.
The NIC case is a substantial case among the lawsuits stemming from the Libby asbestos contamination, but hundreds more still remain unresolved. The state Supreme Court will rule later on in the NIC case. Well, with Thanksgiving less than a week away, local, state, and national health leaders are encouraging people to think about ways to celebrate safely during the COVID-19 pandemic. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian talked to Lewis and Clark Public Health about their advice for the holiday.
Lewis and Clark County Health Officer Drenda Neiman says they would have recommended people keep their Thanksgiving celebrations smaller this year, even before the recent spike in COVID-19 cases. But she says with local health resources under strain, the message is even more important.
We know that it's risky when people come together in situations, like a work situation, for example. We all are really vigilant often to be careful about wearing our masks, be careful about physical distance. But when we get together with family, we let all of those guards down, and we're not always as careful.
Lewis and Clark Public Health is encouraging people to gather only with those in their own household and connect virtually with other family and friends. If someone is having a gathering, they recommend keeping it short, maintaining distance, having it outside if weather permits, and making sure masks are worn when not eating and drinking.
It's uncomfortable, but if we all do it, then it's not that big of a deal.
Other leaders are offering similar advice. The CDC has recommended postponing Thanksgiving travel, and Governor Steve Bullock urged people to avoid private gatherings of 15 people or more. Neiman says she understands after a difficult year, people don't want to give up a chance to be together, but she asks that they consider making changes this time.
This is hard on every single one of us, and these are hard decisions to make, and we fully recognize that, but we're asking our community to really pull together and do the right thing.
Neiman says they're hopeful that with the progress being made toward a vaccine, they won't have to make these type of recommendations next Thanksgiving. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
You can find Lewis and Clark Public Health's full Thanksgiving guidelines on our website. Well, the Turkey Challenge has officially started. All day long, Helena Food Share is collecting donations for their annual Turkey Challenge to provide holiday meals for families in need. Due to the pandemic, the event is all virtual this year, with people being encouraged to donate $25 online, which is about the cost of a turkey. Now, in past years, Food Share has distributed more than 1,000 meals for Thanksgiving. because of the turkey drive. The meals come with all of the fixings expected of a great holiday meal. Executive Director Bruce Day says they're anticipating an even greater need this year.
Well, unfortunately, as a result of the pandemic, who are out of work or not able to work or really struggling, who've come in, and just knowing that they had access to food here in Helena and then signing up for a Thanksgiving meal, it's been really special for them.
Now, when I last checked at around 4:30, so far they have raised enough money to buy more than 2,700 turkey meals. Remember, their goal was 2,500. Very exciting. Okay, when we come back, Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenance will have a complete check of your forecast and a sneak peek into the weekend. And later, millions of Americans are set to lose unemployment benefits, eviction protections, and loan forgiveness. But is there a possibility anything will be extended between now and then? We will take a deeper look.
Weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenance.
Welcome back, everybody. Good Friday afternoon to you all. Again, real nice day, a little on the breezy side, a little on the cool side, but keep in mind, it is the latter half of November now, and things could be a lot colder and a lot snowier. 34 degrees in Great Falls. Yeah, take a look at the record, 19 below back in 1900. Feels like 25 with that southwest wind, and in the Helena area, capital city, looking at 38 degrees, a little light wind of 6 miles per hour, heading down likely into the teens and low 20s here tonight around Helena. Most of the state in the 30s. There was a little cold pocket of air that kind of moved into north central Montana last night. That did not move south. Instead, it moved off towards the east here. You can see Williston, North Dakota at 19 degrees. And the wind, yeah, it's a bit windy. Cup Bank, normal for any time of year, and elsewhere, wind not too bad. Livingston only 6 miles per hour. On the radar, looking at, again, very, very quiet conditions. Last night we had a few good snow showers kind of closer to the Continental Divide and west of the Continental Divide, but you can see that's has since quieted down. And there is a minor disturbance moving through British Columbia and Washington. This will kind of work its way across the northern tier of the state tonight into tomorrow morning. There may be a couple of snow showers to the Sweetgrass Hills, the Bear Paw Mountains, also out there around the Little Rockies. However, what this thing will really do is increase the pressure gradient and a bit of wind tomorrow, so we'll be a little on the breezy side. Now, taking a look at the big picture here, some light showers into Missouri and Illinois and Indiana. Not much else going on anywhere else. I want to show you the weather alerts. Yeah, crickets here across the country. We have a little air stagnation issue into southwestern parts of Oregon. And then if you look really closely around coastal Louisiana and also parts of Florida, a few coastal flood advisories. But otherwise, it is very weird how quiet things are across the country. Now, looking at Montana here, maybe a few snow showers again up around Glacier. East Glacier could have a couple of snow showers here through the overnight hours, but really a very pleasant night, mainly clear skies for most of the state. Nice starry night out there. I mentioned the Bear Paw Mountains, the Little Rockies, maybe over around the Moccasin Mountains. The Big Snowies could have a couple of flakes of snow tomorrow morning. That's it. Really kind of grasping for straws here for anything going on, but a little breezy through the afternoon and the evening, and then heading into Sunday, a nice Sunday with mostly sunny skies here for most of the state. So looking at a real pretty November weekend. Now, beyond Sunday, there will be an increase in clouds here Sunday night into Monday. A few snow showers in the western part of the state. Tuesday, it's a mild and windy day. Some places could be up into the 50s. Heading into Wednesday, you see that little burst of snow coming through in the morning hours. A snow squall, a few snow showers, that's about it. Wednesday will be very windy. And then getting into Thanksgiving, there could be just a couple of snow showers, mainly over the western mountains, partly cloudy skies, probably little to no accumulation. And then Friday looking pretty good. Saturday might have another little minor front going through. Here's the forecast for tonight. 20s and a few 30s out the high line. Teens up there around Harlem and northeast Montana. Central areas, teens and 20s. and around Helena will be in the teens and 20s tonight and tomorrow morning. Here's the forecast for tomorrow. A little windy off of the Rocky Mountain fronts, but mostly sunny skies for most of the state. Temperatures close to average. Average is right in the upper 30s to the lower 40s, and that's where a lot of the state will be. Looking pretty nice around the Helena area for tomorrow. Here's the 7-day forecast taking you all the way through Thanksgiving. A couple of snow showers mainly in the hills on Monday. Wednesday morning we could have a period of some light snow, but really it's very windy on Wednesday. Thanksgiving, a couple of snow showers. Temperature 39, not too bad. And for Great Falls, a sunny weekend, a windy weekend, a little warmer on Tuesday. And then Thanksgiving, a stray snow shower with highs in the upper 30s.
Millions of Americans are set to lose unemployment benefits and eviction protections. So where is Congress, and is there a possibility anything will be extended?
Where is Congress, you ask? Well, not here in D.C. In fact, your member of Congress is not expected to be here much at all between now and the end of the year, making it that much more difficult to pass any legislation to help your business or your family. The House and Senate are not expected to be in session next week because of the Thanksgiving holiday. The House and Senate are expected to be out of town the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's as well. That leaves Congress just 15 business days to try and pass something, or your bills could be going up. On December 11th, the government could shut down, although both parties are working on a deal to keep it open. The more important deadline is December 31st. That's when eviction, student loan, and unemployment protections expire. For perspective, 40 million Americans have federal student loans. Payments have been suspended since March, but that expires December 31st. Meanwhile, evictions can resume January 1st. A CDC moratorium is set to expire then, but Congress could act. Over 3 million Americans are evicted on an average year, but that number could be in the tens of millions this year. Also, unemployment insurance for independent contractors and the self-employed expires December 31st, as does 13 bonus weeks of unemployment benefits for those laid off in the last few months. Now, President-elect Biden is looking at executive orders to try and extend some of these programs, especially the student loan deferment program, but he doesn't take office until January 20th, and the bill could be due before then. As far as Congress goes, well, Republicans and Democrats remain far apart on a potential deal. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
Still to come, we'll take a look at some helpful resources for servicemen and women.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 5.
Welcome back with us. 2020 has caused extra pressure for everyone, including our guardsmen and women. To help combat some of those stresses, here are some resources on how we can support our military community.
If you have traveled by air this year, most likely you've had your temperature taken by the Montana National Guard. But that wasn't the only additional task our Montana soldiers undertook.
This last year has been very busy for the Montana National Guard, not only supporting overseas deployments, but also, supporting the state and the communities across Montana with the COVID response.
As well as assisting the Montana State Prison after correctional officers were short-staffed due to a COVID outbreak in the prison.
So that higher operational tempo, it definitely can take some additional stress on our soldiers and our families.
To keep soldiers engaged, the Army has created an app that soldiers can download on their phones so they can have access to resources. From financial help to hotlines to call if soldiers are in need, to talk if they are having thoughts about killing themselves. But it's not just soldiers that are under pressure. Military children and spouses are feeling it too. And there are options for them to get help as well. The Montana National Guard Family.org is a good start to find resources. There are also resources for friends and family who think a soldier may be struggling with thoughts of suicide.
Hotline numbers where they can call and say, hey, I'm feeling like this person might hurt themselves, where they can do that 1-800 phone call or, do a non-emergency contact with the police department or something, just to do a health and welfare check if they think that's something that's going on.
You can also call the National Guard's Family Service or ask to speak with the chaplain to make an anonymous report. In Helena, Phoenix O'Connor, MTN News.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break.
When we welcome our West Coast viewers, Pfizer formally applying for an okay from the FDA to field its COVID vaccine. We'll look at the next steps and how soon it could be available. Also, despite the warnings, millions will travel this holiday. We have important things to know before you fly when we see you for Nightly News.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 5.
If you live in Texas, you can still visit Santa. The pandemic isn't canceling that holiday tradition. This safe Santa is taking precautions while visiting with children. He has a face shield on, he's sitting on an elevated platform, and there's plexiglass separating him from the kids. He's also wearing a microphone so he can talk to them through speakers. Very creative. It wouldn't be the holidays without seeing Santa, right? Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your Friday and a wonderful weekend.